Okay, so I am going to get wiped out in a few minutes as far as my lighting goes. So I'm going to go ahead and go over my favorites, because I did record a favorites video, but the problem is that it was very dark. Now, it's going to get dark in here soon. Damn it. So there are a few products that I'm putting in here just because I like them. And then there are other products that have rescued my skin. Now, I don't know if one of the videos that I recorded, if I said that I had dermatitis start on my forehead. I managed to survive the hands, which were horrible. They were like really nightmarishly horrible. And then I used a product that I think it's this. It's going to be in my 1000 declutter, which I lost a lot of film footage for that too. Gosh darn it. It is this Revitalift from L'Oreal. This was a second tube of it. Although it's down to like here, I figured, well, I might as well finish that up, and I put it in my shower. And so, you know, when I was showering, I was using it to wash my face. And I started getting patchiness and dry spots and all kinds of dermatitis bumps on my forehead. Now, I do have to say that it's probably about 2 years old, because I have not been buying any non-cruelty-free products for the last 2 years. So anything that I have is leftover or I got in a beauty box. However, I am also selling on Poshmark, so when I get stuff in a beauty box now that's sealed, I will be able to put it in for sale. So anyway, this Revitalift, I think, is the culprit. I think it's possible that it wasn't, but when I stopped using it and I started using some of these other products that I have here, the dermatitis went away. And so I have to think that it was probably this. And it's, well, I used to love it. It's a cleanser with vitamin C and gentle exfoliating action. Now, there's no, like, there are no beads in it or anything like that. I think it's chemical exfoliation. But I think that in spite of the fact that I really loved this when I used to use it regularly, I think it caused me problems this time. So I have to give L'Oreal a little bit of slack, because this is old, about 2 years old, and it could be that, or who knows, could be something else. I don't know. But anyway, this doesn't have a lot in it. It's down to like about here. So you know how I love to finish things and put them in my empties? This is not going to be one of those things. This is going to be decluttered. So when I was having that nightmare with my skin, I did turn to a couple of products, but I do want to point out two of them that I've been using anyway, routinely, and loving. Now, you guys know, you've seen me talk about this Age Smart Dermalogica Antioxidant Mist. I have a lot of mist products. This is the one that I turn to the most. I see that you can buy a giant size one on Amazon, and just as soon as I have $50 freaking dollars, I might buy it, because this is my favorite spray. Although I have about 10 other sprays that I have to get through first. So this I love. This I will always have in my life, and this is, it feels wonderful, and it does not dry your skin out. So, like a lot of toner sprays will dry your skin, like dry your eyelids and dry everything out. Not so with this. So, this Dermalogica Age Smart Antioxidant Hydra Mist is one of my absolute favorite products that I will have forever and ever. Okay, so next. This is another product that was not in the emergency held my skin's breaking into little bits, but I bought this at Marshall's a while ago. Not that long ago. I guess it was about 3 to 6 months ago. And I love this. It's Ole Henriksen. Now, Ole Henriksen, I noticed when they changed the label, all of a sudden a whole bunch of stuff shows up at Marshall's. So this was one, not an exception. I do have a face spray that is also Ole Henriksen. The label changed. So I guess they kind of divest themselves of the old label products and send them off to discount stores like TJ Maxx and Marshall's. So you should always keep your eye out because Ole Henriksen is expensive stuff. This cost me $5. And it's much more expensive than that. So anyway, Ole Henriksen is a cruelty-free brand. This is 7 ounces and it's African Red Tea Foaming Cleanser. One of the things I like about this cleanser, it does take 2 pumps. And you can see I've used quite a bit of it. I don't know if you can see through the label, the level. But anyway, the foam is silky smooth and it does not dry my skin out at all. I've been alternating this for when I wash my face, like day and night, and one that I've been using in the shower, which is a Pacifica one. It's in my shower. That I like equally as much, and it cost me 10 bucks full price. So yeah, you don't have to buy the expensive stuff. Let me see if I have I think I bought a backup. When I fell in love with this Pacifica Cleanser, first I used it as a sample size. Then my daughter, who has drier skin than me, found that it dried her out a little bit too much. She gave it to me and I love it. So the one that's partially full that has a little bit left in it is in my shower. I bought this as backup because I like it so much. And it is a Pacifica Seafoam wash. I did not find on normal skin that it dried me out too much. Now, if you have drier skin than I do, it's possible, but I use this and I don't feel any dryness, so I don't know. It's probably be good for anybody whose skin is already in balance. I'm not sure. By the way, I know that I did an empties, or it was an update for my sample and travel size, and I had a whole bunch of Badescu stuff in there, and Badescu really balanced my skin. I fell in love with it. I still have a full-size moisturizer, but I can't buy it anymore. Guess what? In March they decided to sell in China, and so Badescu is no longer cruelty-free, so I won't be buying that again. Oh well. We know this is cruelty-free. Anyway, all the products I've shown you so far are cruelty-free. In fact, I think everything I have here is. This number 7, some people say number 7 is not cruelty-free because it's owned by Boots, which is a pharmaceutical company. Their pharmaceutical division is in China, where they create medications, not skincare. And so their skincare has remained cruelty-free, and as far as I can tell, has not started selling in China. There's not even a Boots drugstore in China. So anyway, this number 7 Beautiful Skin Hot Cloth Cleanser is freaking awesome. You can see it's kind of, I'm having a little trouble balancing it because it's more than half gone, because this is a plastic plate that moves up as you use the product. So this stuff, I think, really rescued my skin. What I was doing when my skin got really bad is I would put 2 pumps in my hand and massage it well into my skin, and then use a not hot but lukewarm washcloth to get the cleanser off, and just a quick rinse afterward. You don't have to rinse. What you do is you really do use a washcloth. This really helped my skin to stay moist and healthy, and so I've always loved this product. In fact, I do have a spare of this, and I really do like this. This is like awesome stuff. I was reading about oils, and I know that Basha, it's got a oriental name, Tashibi oil, is supposed to be really good for dry skin. So I looked at it and I was like, okay, what are the ingredients? And guess what the first ingredient is? Camellia oil. So what did I have in my stash of stuff? I had camellia oil, and it's 100% organic oil. This is from what company? Julie Hewitt. I did purchase this from Hotlook, and of course, when there's the opportunity for a 2 ounce of anything that normally would be in a 1 ounce, I go for it. This is 2 ounces of happiness for my skin. I take the dropper, which got a little bit bent out of whack from being in the drawer, but I take the dropper and I put 3 or 4 drops in the palm of my hand. Then I pick it up out of my hand and I kind of dot, 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 dot. And then I go like this and pick the rest of it up, and I go like this, and then I rub it all over my skin. There's a lot of thought that if you put oil on your skin first, that you might seal off your moisturizer. I don't think that's really the case for me. It's possible. A lot of skincare gurus say you should put your oil on last. For me, putting the oil on first is definitely a plus. So daytime, what I did, I really like this Murad moisturizer. It's oil free, and you know, doesn't cause, like, I do have overactive, well, maybe they're gone, or maybe they're less, but I have overactive sebaceous glands is what the dermatologist called it. Oh, that's just, yeah, just to her, but not just to me. Like, I have bumps on my face. So I really do love this moisturizer, like, a lot. I have another one because when I learned that I loved it so much, I got the other one in trade, and I would probably go back into trade just to get this again because I'm not going to buy it. It's like $50, and I just don't want to spend that kind of money on it. So days when my skin was bad, I also added this Herbal Hydrating Serum. It's from Badescu. And it's a serum. You put a couple drops into your moisturizer and mix it around. And I'll tell you what, that moisturizer becomes super moisture. This is down to about here. Again, this is another product that I probably wouldn't buy. Although Badescu is a little bit more affordable than Murad is, but these two together for daytime, like that's what I have on today. I have all this on today, and today I used this to wash my face. But anyway, the Badescu hydrating drops, you put a couple drops in your moisturizer. They're not liquidy, they're like gel-like. And mix it with your moisturizer, and it's like heaven on your skin, like heaven, like I don't know how I'm going to live without this kind of heaven. So anyhow, this I knew wasn't causing any breakouts or any more of those overactive sebaceous glands. And this I knew I needed because I was recovering from dermatitis. So yeah, this is good stuff. And finally, the last thing, and this has been part of my staple of skincare for a while. Mainly I turn to it when my skin is really dry, and I use it a lot in the winter, and it is the Skin Medica Replenish Hydrating Cream. I do have a backup of this that I bought when it was on sale on Derm Store. I think they were having an anniversary sale, and it was 20% off, and so this is usually somewhere in the $60 range. I think the last time I checked the full price was like $66. Let's put it this way. I don't really have the money to do that. In fact, we're kind of broke right now. Our usual broke is worse because I had one of my animals passed away. The little babby boy that you guys used to see opening the door behind me. He got a saddle embolus and fell over. Unfortunately, we went to the emergency vet, and instead of telling us, okay, he's got a saddle embolus, there's nothing that we can do, and put him to sleep, they did a whole bunch of tests, and it cost us $1,000 by the time we got out of there. So that was pretty much like a mortgage payment. I'm not like wah wah wah, like crying poverty, but I am very broke because of that. And then we went to the vet with my big German Shepherd, and the vet charged us $575 for, she did a cytology, which she took a little Q-tip of stuff from his ear, spread it on a slide in the exam room, took it out and looked at it under a microscope. She charged us a fortune to do that, and she looked at it under her own microscope. And a skin cytology, she scraped his skin. She charges for all that. And you would think that when she saw the bill mounting to like the $500 range, I don't know if she thought we were made of money, but that ended up being, and then I ordered 2 medications that she wanted to sell me. I ordered them online from Pet Care RX. By the way, I have a link down below. I think you save money on your first order. Anyway, I use Pet Care RX, thank God. I pay a yearly fee that's somewhere in the $50 range, which I paid last year, and so it's still active until December, so I was able to get medication, but that was another almost $200. So on animals, in the month of July and August, we spent $1,700. We spent our mortgage money on that. And I'm heartbroken about my Babby because I love that cat more than like life itself. He was the most wonderful cat ever. I still really miss him. But they didn't have to charge us $1,000. They could have just leveled with us and said, I'm sorry, it's over. There's nothing we can do for a saddle embolus. You know, there we were at like midnight at the emergency vet, and what are you going to do? They took the cat and they left the room with him, and by the time we found out that it was a saddle embolus and he wasn't going to survive, they had already done all these tests that they charged us a fortune for. Although $250 of that was to get his ashes, and we did get his ashes, and so I guess they didn't charge us $1,000. It was like, with the ashes, it was like $1,000. So we basically spent all of our money for the mortgage, and we've been trying to play catch up ever since. So if you go to your emergency vet with your dog or cat or iguana or bird or whatever animal you have, make sure before they start doing a million tests, make sure that you know, like if I had known that they were just gonna say the same thing going in as they did coming out, I would have told them not to do a bunch of tests, to go ahead and we'd go in there and hold them while they put them to sleep, which is what we did. Oh God. Anyway, make sure you have the score before they start doing a bunch of tests. I have since found out that that emergency vet, which is the only one that's close to home, has a tendency to do this, and it's a shame because if I had known, then they wouldn't have done like ultrasounds and all kinds of stuff. He had a very enlarged heart, and he had cardiomyopathy, and he threw a clot, and it was a saddle embolus, went down his spine, and paralyzed his lower half end, the lower body part of his body, and he was also panting. If your cat is panting, that's not normal. So he couldn't breathe either. So they did put him under oxygen in a oxygen tent type of thing. It had a door on it. They charge us like $60 to have them in there for, you know, an hour. So, yeah. So our mortgage money's gone, and that's why I don't buy stuff like this. I'm trying to sell everything I can get my hands on Poshmark, and hopefully that'll help. So, anyway, now that I've gone over the pain that we went through, we all miss him terribly. He was the most wonderful, like, cat dog. He was like a little dog. Everyone loved him. So anyway, the last item in my skin rescue was this Replenish Hydrating Cream. I don't know why I launched into that, but I guess I'll leave it on here. I'll debate whether I should delete it or not, or leave it out of the video. But anyway, this is super emollient. Like, you don't need to add anything to it. So at night, what I was doing again was putting more Camellia Oil on. Oh, by the way, this is the main ingredient also in Dermalogica oil, Phyto Replenish. Has other oils, but the main ingredient is Camellia Oil. So putting a few drops of Camellia Oil on, and then this, you know, cream at night was another thing in my arsenal. This really, really moisturizes. Like, it's awesome. So anyway, I hope you got something out of this. A lot of the products that I used are fairly expensive. Most of them are like from boxes and bags and bins and stuff. You know, some of these things are, I can't hold them all, so I'll just hold a couple of them. But some of these were real lifesavers and really, really saved my skin. Now my skin is in balance, and I'm still using the Camellia Oil and this moisturizer with it, and the booster drops. And my skin will let me know when it's had too much oil. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. This is Mary with Reviewer's Diary, and this is the first time in a long time that I've done a monthly favorites, but these were my favorite products for pretty much all of September, and I'm still using them now in October. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. This has been Mary with Reviewer's Diary. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That does actually help me. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and have a beautiful evening. Good night.